Hello everyone, this is Pilpoh. Welcome back to Star Technology. Now, we did a stream between episodes and we did a lot of tidy up, to be fair. It was really good. I got a load of really good suggestions by you guys. Now, one of the big things we did was we got rid of the monstrosity of a create thing that we had down here. We left one of the oak planks because it was like a commemoration, basically. And I put a torch on top, because why not, eh? So, yeah, we did get rid of all of that. I did go ahead after we did the stream. I went ahead and I made one of these strong motors right here. So that's powering all of this. I will say we're not even using create right now. I probably should put a clutch. Please ignore my inventory because it is very messy right now. Yeah, I'm going to get a couple of clutches and I am just going to put a clutch right there, and then we put the thing on that. There we go. What a clutch does, by the way, if we grab... I might need a second lever, to be fair. Yeah, because I want to do it on the other side as well. What this thing does is you basically turn off that stuff, and you can have it on a lever. So I'm going to do that over here as well. Now, underneath here, we had a windmill that went all the way down, didn't we? So if I come over here... The windmill started up here and it went phew, all the way down to the bottom there. And I think it was 2 stacks of windmill sails. And we don't need that at all if we think about it. We definitely don't need it, do we? Because we barely use create anymore. That's the thing. We got rid of all of my amazing crushing wheels. Those crushing wheels did us really well, to be fair. I'm just putting that out there as a really good thing. And we replaced it with some of these forge hammers that we've got. So I've got a forge hammer right here, which is pulling sand. And we're actually using, if we have a look in here, we click on the bottom there, we're using some of these robot arms. Oh, I've got a robot arm. There you go. And that's transferring 64 per tick. And what that is doing is underneath here, we've got ourselves an interface. So the interface is keeping sand stocked. This is then taking that sand and it's crushing it and putting it into the drawer over here. We got the exact same thing, except instead of... Oh, wow, you've actually gone that... No, you haven't. Okay. Yeah, instead of that, if we have a look at the one under here, we have got ourselves cobblestone. And that is coming from our infinite cobblestone disc. And then right here... We were really struggling for sand. I'm just putting out there. It was a pain. So I ended up moving the interface over, sticking a storage bus on it, and then I've got interfaces. So basically I tripled up. And I'm still only using one interface because channels is a thing for me. It's turned off for everyone else, but I've turned it back on because I like channels. I think it's a neat one. I still don't know why this one isn't pulling out of there. Can I not do that with this wrench? Okay. Get another wrench. Can I do this? No, other way. This? Why is that one up there doing it then? Maybe it's something to do with these over here. Now, that's kind of a pain. I swear I did tell you to output to the side, didn't I? Oh, I didn't put it on auto. Oh, idiot. There you go. So that's now outputting to the side. Perfect. That's what we want to see. So that should actually go up even quicker now. Very useful. Yeah, we're proper out of sand, I will admit. We've got, I think, this one over here. Yeah, that's full of sand now. Perfect. That's what we want to see. And then we've got this one over here, the sifter. And that's full of sand as well. Perfect. And we use sand for quite a bit of stuff, to be fair. I moved a few things around as well between episodes and between now and the stream. One thing that I'm currently in the process of doing is I got rid of the 2 mixers that we had right here. I also spent a good amount of time right now upgrading our LCRs. So they're now UV level because fast. That's literally what I have to say. Fast, please. That's what we want. We want a fast version. Now, I'm in the middle of putting this all together. And this isn't connected yet, I will admit. Down here, there's nothing that is connecting it up. How is it connected over here? Okay, it's just with a red cable, is it? I think we can stretch this over here. Now, I did also... do we want that? I don't think that matters, does it? If we do that, and then we can get proper red cables and get it to go up. Yeah, perfect. That's what we want to see right there. Perfect. Perfect. Now, this one right here is literally just like this, except for the fact that I'm using HV input buses, HV input hatches, and then we've got HV input and outputs right here as well. All of it's HV. I basically made it as big as I could, so it's got like a decent area. That one there's got a decent area. This one's got a decent fluid amount. You can have 64 buckets come out of this. So I basically amped them up. That's what I was trying to say. So what I am going to do now is, now that that's all hooked up, this one should be online as well. I need to check that I'm not like messing with the channels over here. 24 channels. That's not that bad, is it? Well, considering this is just one channel and so's that. So that's just 2 extra channels, basically. Now, this one up here has got a load of recipes. So I think what we should do is I'm just going to take half the recipes, put them in one, and put the other half in the other. I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, we probably should figure out what is the most important and what goes where and so on, but meh. I've been meaning to do this for a while, I will admit. There we go. So now I can get rid of all of this. Little bit neater right there. Oh, I hope that works now, by the way. Should we give it a test? Have a look in here. What is a good one? Let's do... We could do polytetrafluoroethylene, I suppose. Yeah, we could do that. Go on then. So, polytetrafluoroethylene is that one right there. So let's do a bucket worth. No, let's not do that. Let's go to the front so we can see it actually working. So let's do a bucket worth and start. And it's done. I think it did it already. Because it's super quick. Beautiful. I think that's done now, by the way. That looks really neat as well. I like that. I will say, when I was taking apart all of the mixers that we had here, the 2 blue mixers we had, you know, these versions of the mixers, I vein mined all of the applied energistics off it, and it vein mined all the way over, and all it did was break this one cable and like a bunch underneath. But because it broke that one cable, it completely messed up my electrolyzer. I will say as well, unfortunately, let me go underneath again. We have a look right here. I do have export buses right there, and I've got another export bus right there. And I can't for the life of me remember what goes in there. So if you guys remember what I'm trying to like auto electrolyze, please let me know. I'm pretty sure it's something to do with some of the stuff that goes into this. So is it a chromite sludge? If you centrifuge that, you get rare residue. I think that's definitely one of them. Okay, I'm definitely going to put that one in there. Centrifuge that, you get the rare metallic residue. Okay, that's the same thing, isn't it? What about the rare earth? That just gets centrifuged, does it? Okay. Right, should we have a look at all of these and just see what we get? I think it's just this rare earth sludge stuff. It's genuinely where I needed to be, but maybe not like that. Okay, there we go. If I stick that one in. Why is there saltpeter in there? Oh, am I doing saltpeter as well? Is that an electrolyzer thing? Was I doing that before? I don't remember now. Unless saltpeter was one of the recipes in here, or what was it? If you electrolyze it, you get potassium. Ah, okay, so I must have done that at some point, and it must have failed because I was doing stuff. Anyway, it doesn't matter. we've got that now. So today, there's two things that I really want to make, and that's because you guys keep telling me about them. And that is, if we have a look, we want to make I want to say it's called a rock. It's not the sifter, although that is a thing that I think we were going to make at some point, but that's just a big version of these two. Does the same thing. Rock filtration. So we're not going to do that one. Did I have it down here? Okay, large sieve. That's definitely the one of the things that we want to do. So I'm going to just bookmark the large sieve right now. And then I think it was called the Cobbleworks. Yeah. So I think the combination of the large sieve and the large Cobbleworks, I think between the two of them, what does the sieve do? Has it got stuff in? Okay, yeah. Between the two of these two, right here, we can, first off, we can get like a ridiculous amount of like dust and sand and whatever we fancy, right? We just need to pump in lava and water, which we've got plenty of. And then you can use the sieve to then smoosh that down. Although that does need to be crushed blackstone. So we need a crusher in between. But you can put dust and sand in there. And gravel. Now, what I was kind of thinking... Wait a minute. I've just thought of something. Does the Cobbleworks... It gives you crushed blackstone if you do it that way. Mad. So what I was kind of thinking is... Can we make a distinct... I don't know if this is going to work. Basically, what's the lowest amount you can get? I think it's 256. So what we could do is we can have like a HV output. I don't know if this will work, by the way. I'm just spitballing now. So we can have one of these HV outputs. And we could do all four of the things that you get from the Cobbleworks. So that is dust, sand, blackstone, and gravel. Now, my question is, I'm going to use you know what? I'm actually going to use the flat version right now. We put a flat version on there because that way you can actually still access the port behind it. And if I do that right there, and we say water, for example, and I'm only going to put water in there, that should suck in all of the water. Now, you're not going to put it in the other one, which is very good. That's good for us. Because we could do lava, and we can say, there you go. Just going to put a bunch of lava in there, and that is set to configuration 8, which means underneath, we have a look. Holy, my goodness, that is a lot. Do we just export that over to here and then have it in a drawer? I could set it up with 3 different drawers, couldn't I? By the way, they've removed the recipe where you could just put a chest in the middle. I don't know why they did that, but they have done it. So what I could do is I can do 1, 2, 3. We can get functional storage. Let's do 8 more of those. So basically we'll have a maxed version of it. Some of the void upgrades as well, I think. And what we could do is we could lock them all. I am going to do, I think we're going to put dust right there. Sand, which we're not doing too well on, but we're still doing all right. Sand goes right there. And gravel. Gravel right there. There you go. And then what we can do, we can cable this up. I'm going to use the blue cables, I think. And we could put a storage bus right here, basically. Does this make sense to people? Storage bus. 1, 2, 3. So we have a storage bus on each of these. Interface. Again, I'm using the flat versions of stuff. I realize why people do this, by the way. Why people use the flat versions, and that is so you can have access to the stuff Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just realized. I was like, why is it not doing the thing? Because this thing's filled up. Yeah. And this thing doesn't have any power. So, cables. How do we want to do this? We could use red cables to get over to it, I guess. We need to do that anyway, I think, at some point. Anyway, we could do this to here. And that will go up like that. Ooh, that one's going to be a bit of a pain to get to. Maybe we move that one over. We still need it there. Anyway, we do that. Quartz fiber. Yes, quartz fiber, please. Power. Yeah, I was going to say, you should be quite quick. And that's already at 2,000. Right, let's put those copper upgrades in all of these. Now, my big question is it going to do all of these? Look how quick that's going up. That's mad. I might not put the void upgrades on these. I probably should, because we need to get all of them going. Let me grab my quick hammer. There you go, because we can shut it up then. And I'm going to do the rest of those. So we want interfaces. And again, I'm going to do the flat versions, aren't I? So put an interface on this one. Now, what we could do to make it look a little neater, we could get rid of this. Break the entire thing, obviously. And I can pop it up here instead. That is the wrong one. I don't know if I showed you this. I did upgrade this one over here. So it's getting like more sand. But okay, we're doing all right on sand again now. I didn't realize we were doing that well on sand. Oh well. Yeah, that's fine. This doesn't have any power right now. Otherwise, it would be happily trotting along doing that. Making that go up like a ridiculous amount. Okie dokie. So this one, again, we need a load of red cables. Why did I put these here? Because I need to get to that one. I mean, we could always wrap it round. Maybe we do that instead. Right. That is doing a thing. That is doing a thing. Are you doing a thing? You are distinct buses, aren't you? Yeah. Now, I think what might be happening right here... Oh, no, it's literally just doing the dust. Why are you not doing the rest of them? I was kind of hoping that you do all of them, if I'm honest, but apparently not. It says distinct is yes. Are you set to distinct as well? No, and then yes. I don't know why it's not doing the thing. Meh. I guess we could just set it to do one or the other, I suppose. We don't really need all of these buses then, but oh well. Anyway, that's going to be really good for us because we can put a sifter right here. And I believe the sifter is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it's a 5x7. 7 tall, I mean. 5x5 and then 7 tall. And then we can put that right here. Right, I've discovered that, yeah, this only does one at a time, right? We can't do distinct buses on it, which is fine. It's absolutely fine. We've got our dual input right there, and we're just going to use the dual input. We do need a flipping LV input bus right there, and we need a, sorry, there's the input. Yeah, an LV input hatch and an input bus. So we need a bus and a hatch, and then this one round here would also be a hatch, usually. And then usually you put water in one side and you put lava in the other side. But because we got the dual input and it has 2 slots right there for fluids, I like that. I'm going to do that for all of them. Now, someone on the stream mentioned that they like doing this over here. So you just pick a random object. In our case, it's going to be an oak fence. So if I grab this oak fence, and what we'll do is we'll put it in the return inventory right here because I just ordered an oak fence. I'm gonna edit this, but there you go. Autocraft complete oak fence. Love it. So that is my oak fence autocraft. What has happened basically is it put everything from the Cobbleworks into here. Now, what I am gonna do, let me just get rid of a bunch of stuff up here, is I really want to show you guys this because it's really cool. So this one was for the large Cobbleworks, right? I'm also gonna quickly, I think it's these things that we need as well. So we need an input bus, an input hatch, and then we've got the HV output bus, which is that one right there. So I'm going to add that to the recipe because I think that's a good one to have in the recipe itself. So we could do that and we could do that. And then I might as well put like ZPM. Where is it? Why have I got a ZPM input bus right there? That's a bit weird. Maybe we needed that for something. Anyway, we can grab the energy hatch and put that one on there. And we might as well put a converter on there as well. So pop that there as well. So that's a bigger recipe, obviously. But all that this will get us is an oak fence because we're going to put the oak fence in ourselves, right? So what you do is, oh, yeah, sorry. The main thing I wanted to show you right there, which was insanely cool. So if I put this back in, let's get rid of the tungsten frames or whatever they're called. So if we were to look up how this thing is made, so the large Sieve Cobbleworks module thing, and we have a look along here, you know, we can now bookmark like this. So we can bookmark all of these along like that. The cool thing is you can drag, you can drop, and it will take the number. It will actually take the number. So that was 24. 24. That is so good. That is so good. You don't have to like memorize all of the numbers and then put them in one by one. Is it shift and then right click it? Yeah, there you go. And then we just need to edit where we put these. But it's really, oh, by the way, I probably should have mentioned, it took me a phenomenal amount of time to get this to work. It just didn't want to do the thing. It was really annoying. I couldn't get it to build for like the longest time. So I'm just putting out there that that was a pain in the bum. You need 2 of the hatches and 1 of the buses to do this. Also, I quite like having my auto maintenance hatch like right above the actual machine block. So let me just pop that there for now. So this one is going to be a regular old. Oh, and also the output hatch needs to be on the bottom, which, I mean, it probably says that somewhere, but it was kind of a pain for me to figure this one out. It just took ages. Another thing was I accidentally forgot the tungsten steel pipe casing. So this one right here actually really helps. But anyway, that's what it's going to be like. Obviously, we need our ZPM to go. It doesn't matter where it goes, if I'm honest. We could put it there. I'm just going to put it there on all of them. And then, yeah, I'm going to pipe all of these up. This one right here, I believe I've set it to 10. So if we have a look at the circuit setting for 10 on this thing, I think it's a dust recipe, isn't it? So I think it's this one, yeah. So we're getting over 1,000 per. Well, it doesn't even tell you how many ticks that is. 0.1 of a sec. Yeah, so what? Every 2 ticks? Yeah. And that is being auto output into that. We've got 5 million right there. That's mad. I didn't put a void upgrade in this. I'm not going to put a void upgrade in this because this isn't going to be on our system. But what I am going to do is I'm going to pipe this, obviously, over to the sieve. And the sieve is going to get us a bunch of stuff. Yeah. Does this make sense to people? Hopefully it does make sense. So the plan is from here. Why have I got 1 extra stress proof? Oh, because that's where that one goes. Okay. So we could actually edit the recipe for this thing over here. And we could remove the stress proof, or at least, yeah, get rid of 1 of the stress proofs. Makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, that does remind. Yeah. Well, we're not gonna. Oh, yeah, we've got those ones right there. So now I can pop that one back in, and it says jungle thingy is done. So yeah, that one's good. Anyway, I'm gonna use this one over here to plug that one in. Gonna give us so many resources. It's gonna be so good, so good. I can even turn off all of our blackstone creation. How am I even doing that? I think it's the rock crushers that I've got over by our electric blast furnace. You know, these things. Yeah, I'm doing 1 for deep slate, and then there's 2 down here, right? Yeah, those are quick, very quick. Anyway, let's get back over to this one. Give this some power, and then all I need to do is I'm going to put the drawer down. Drawer. I did make a drawer, and it is going to be for sand. So it's going to be dust, sand, gravel, and then blackstone is going to be right at the top. So that is going to go right there, like that. I've already primed them and everything. And then we just need an interface. Interface. Going to go right there. Let's get me some cables. This is so nice when it comes to get like a plan actually comes together properly. Get some water. I mean, the plan was that we weren't going to have to do this, weren't we? We were going to try and do it with one of these Cobbleworks, but it's fine. Lava. We should be doing okay on lava, actually, thinking about it. Have we got... Yeah. I don't know. Is that going up? It looks like it's going up. Yeah, it looks like it's increasing. Maybe it's not. If it isn't, we can always add extras to this thing down here. The essence burner. Because this thing is making us 5,000 with the fire essence. We haven't got that much fire essence, but I mean, we can always ramp up the amount of Inferium essence we're getting out of what centrifuge have we got doing that? It doesn't matter. Anyway, for now, go back over to this one. Are you even on? No, you're not. Okay, so we need sand, which is going to come from the large Sieve Cobbleworks. Yeah. And we need it on number 6. There you go. Are you going to do your thing? Did I give you power? I did not. I didn't even move that one round. Wrench that one. Oh, okay. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, whatevs. Flux point. Oh, I got that one. Okay, so it's going to be on top. I want to basically duplicate what we've got down there. So if we do that. There you go. That should be giving us a bunch right there. There you go. It's a decent amount. And all we need to do is hammer that one. Now, I'm debating, do we set all of the Cobbleworks up first and then we do all of the sieves afterwards? Sieves are going to be like on top of each other, aren't they? And I don't really know how they work. So maybe we do a sieve next. Yeah, I like that idea. Now, I did put the sieve in as the dark oak right there. So I could do that one. And I didn't put any of the other stuff in there. So if we do this. Did I put... Yeah, I put the maintenance hatch in. It's got an input bus and it's got an output bus. And that's all it's got. So HV... I want to use the HV ones. I don't know why. I'm just at the point now where I'm like, I'll just use HV for everything. So, oh, that's a hatch. Input bus, output bus. Yeah. Because we've got those already auto-crafted. So it'll go off and auto-craft one of those for us. And then we also need the ZPM energy hatch. And the energy converter. I probably could like link them all up with one energy converter, but it's fine. We got the resources, haven't we? So yeah, I think that is going to be the recipe. Actually, a decent recipe right there. So I'm going to pop that one back in, and we're going to request dark oak fence. And we're going to take one of the fences and put it in our inventory. When it's done, it will fill in all of the bits in here, and I can just put the dark oak fence back in like that. So it's going to go off and do all of this stuff right here, which is awesome. It might take a little while, to be fair. I'm very tempted to leave this for a minute and just request 2 sieves and 3... No, sorry, 3 more sieves and 2 of the Cobbleworks. We could do that. So we could do, what? 3 like that? It's a bit of a big recipe, that, isn't it? And then 2 of those. That's a big recipe as well. Okay, well, we'll let that do its thing, and we'll be back when we've got all of the bits for this. I think that would be a good idea, you know? Yeah, we're going to have everything for that. It's going to be a bit of a beast over there. So, yeah, back in a bit when we've got all of that. And once we're done, by the way, what I'm planning on doing is we're just going to get rid of this stuff over here. And maybe what we could do... Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe what we could do is, you know, we've got this cable right here. We could just have a cable come out and then link up to the drawer. Or we could just have another drawer controller over here, which is purely for these things. And then we just link them up with one thing. Ooh, I like that idea. Anyway, right, I'll be back when all of those things are in the chest. Do we need a bigger chest? I don't think so. Everything will stack, won't it? We might need a bigger chest. You know what we could do? Is that a recipe? Oh, I love that recipe. There you go. Double chest. There you go. So it'll pop everything into the double chest. And then when we come back, we'll have to put in a bunch of the dark fences. We'll just put it in one at a time. So we can put it in the return inventory, take it out of the system, put it back in the return inventory, and then that will like complete the crafts for us, which would be really, really useful. Anyway, I will be back in a while because that's going to take a little while for us to get everything for that. So, see you in a bit. I had a little bit of a snafu with the next set of clips. Basically, what happened was I did a stream, didn't I, that I keep mentioning. So we did the stream before this. It is in the playlist. So if you are interested, then go and have a look at the playlist for this this series, the Star Technology series. And when I did the stream, I put on screen the chat. So we had YouTube and Twitch. Both of them were like in the chat. And unfortunately, for some reason, it recorded fine all the way up until like I came back from, you know, getting everything all set up and everything, right? And then it was just like, I'm going to display on your screen 504 or whatever it is, gateway timeout or something like that. It was just a pain in the bum, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So because of that, it's just I've deleted those clips and we're just going to talk about what I ended up doing. Now, the first thing I did was I stacked all of my Cobbleworks on top of each other. And then I stacked all of my large sieves on top of each other, right next to each other, and it looked really nice. I had to rebuild these like 50 times because, yeah. And then we found out that you can only input into the large sieve from the input at the top here. So there's an input just underneath that drawer that we've got right there. And you can only output out the back like this. So right now we've just got some interfaces on the back right there. And we got power obviously right here. So there's the ZPM energy hatch. Which is really annoying because, yeah, I had them all stacked up right here. So it was like these were on this side. I might try and find a clip or something and I'll put it in of them stacked up like here. And then the Cobbleworks were stacked up next to them. Then we found out that you can only put in the top of the sieves. So we were like, oh, I see what you're trying to do there. They were trying to make us basically get the Cobbleworks and put them on top. I was even thinking about literally putting them directly on top. But with a drawer in between, that means that we can use a drawer controller. And if we have a look underneath this, we've got ourselves a storage bus. So that storage bus right there is currently letting us have all of the sand and the crushed blackstone and the dust and the gravel and stuff in our system. So we could just look it up, which is awesome. This one right here, I set up an interface and then I'm using my little like duplication interface storage bus thing right there. So storage bus and we've got like interfaces up here as well. And I'm using the flat versions, as I said, because it means that you can access the thing behind it. Now, I probably should point out I'm using the dual input ones right here. I don't know why I'm doing that. I will maybe between episodes, yeah, I'll swap those out for maybe some quadruples. Is there like a dual input, like an EV version of the dual input? I don't know. Oh, it's not called the dual input. You know what I mean? The one over here. So we've got it on our thing right there. So quadruple input hatch. So EV hatch. I'm wondering if there's like there's a quadruple version of it. That's not really what we're looking for. I just want like a double version of it, if I'm honest. That one's got 9 slots. That one's only got the 1, hasn't it? So I don't think there's any that do that. But we could always just use a quadruple, couldn't we? We could even use this one right here, the EV quadruple, because it's just easier for us to make. Have I actually got any of those? I've got an input hatch right there. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, we could definitely like swap those out instead of, so we can get our LVs back, our UVs back, I should say, because those are actually really useful everywhere. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is this one over here is getting us some witch water. I actually swapped one of these over here to be for witch water itself, and I put a little lever on there, so it will only drain into the system if it's got a redstone signal. So this is actually going again. Perfect. I'm going to turn it off again because why not? But these don't really use water or lava. They use, there's like a ridiculously small chance for them to use 1 millibucket. But there is that chance. So yeah, we are going to leave that right there. And then obviously they're feeding into the large sieves. So we're currently getting an absolute ton of redstone, ender pearls, glowstone, sulfur, dust. We're getting loads of crushed galena and stibnite. Loads of copper, iron, tin, sphelerite, and magnetite. That's it. Ores from here. I can't believe I stumbled over magnetite, but I didn't over the sphelerite right there. And then finally, quartz, diamonds, lapis, and emeralds and amethyst as well. So we're getting a load of resources now, which is awesome. And I'm pretty sure that is all over here, basically. Look, we've already gone up by like 50k. That's insane. I should probably put void upgrades on a few of these. Oh, we've got exactly 3. That's pretty good. Anyway, I'm going to put void upgrades on these 2 as well. I think I'm only going to... Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, to be fair, we should probably make their own drawers. Get them all up to like 8 million. Probably a good idea, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, there it is. I am going to call the episode here. This was quite a lot of stuff that we did right here, but I think this is what we should be doing. Everyone says that I should be going bigger than what I have been doing, right? I tend to make one machine and then force everything through one machine. Whereas, and that's what we tried to do today, and obviously it didn't work, but why should I do that when I can make everything now if I want to? So, yeah, we're going to do that. I think next episode, what we'll try and do is probably the plat line. I'll do like the automated plat line. And then finally, the other thing I want to do is I want to set up some hydrogen and some, what's the thingy called from here? Neodymium. That's it. So we want to get some hydrogen to go in here, liquid neodymium to go in here at all times. It's just how it has to be. So, yeah. And then maybe we make a couple more fusion reactors and we do the thing where you layer them. I also might actually turn this one into a ZPM one. And apparently you only need 1 of these, like, actually being powered. So maybe we do that as well. I mean, we could leave the rest as LUV, couldn't we? I wonder if we put a ZPM in, if it would still work like that. I don't know. Anyway, that's the plan. And then what I'll do is I'll start stacking these, I guess. That might be a good idea. And then we can have one at the top, which is for the... How the heck do you say that? Geranium. Geranium? Geranium. Geranium? However you say it. Anyway, there you go. So that'll be next episode, either the plat line or we do some more stuff with fusion reactors. I should say, I actually have a fusion reactor Mark II, so maybe we start putting that one together. Have a look at that one. Yeah, because that requires these things, which are quite heavy right there. Anyway, right, I'm going to call it here. So thank you for watching. Thanks for joining, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.